one of the houses opposite St Mark's Church. He'd left me on his bike late, and they nabbed him, and he sat on the form all night.
Because he was out after curfew?
Yeah, they let him go the next morning.
He didn't get into trouble, they just held him overnight and then let him go?
Yeah.
Opposite St Mark's Church?
Yeah, there was terraced houses there, probably all changed now.
I think they're still there.
Yeah. And they kept him sitting on a bench all night, and the next morning they let him go at 6 o'clock in the morning.
And wasn't there another time, one of them, he had a pistol in his side or something?
Oh, yes, we were going uptown, and I don't know, somebody said something about him, and the bloke came back with his gun out, but they went off. But he said, no, we didn't say that, you know.
They thought you were talking about the Germans?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Were they all mean, or were some of them all right?
Well, I didn't have an awful lot to do with them, but the one I always remember is the boys. They had a bungalow down at Waynay, you know.
Yeah.
And they had one of there they used to go for the weekend, and they got up one morning and went down. We weren't allowed on the beach, but they went down to the slip there, and they saw this barrel of the gun or something in this oil, and they filled it with sand.
And wrecked the gun?
Well, they just filled it with sand and scooted back quickly to the caravan. They didn't know who'd done it.
Oh, brilliant.
But I said if they'd known, they would have been marched off to
So you weren't allowed on any beaches anywhere?
No, you weren't allowed on the beaches, no.
Not at all?
I don't remember
Without
going.
a permit?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't remember going. Moggy Hill, you wouldn't remember Moggy Hill. They were taking a lot of the English people that were born in England away to German camp.
Yeah.
And we were down, I wasn't, my father said I wasn't to go, he was a policeman. He said, you're not going down there tonight to see them off. But a lot of them went down and stood up Mount Bingham and started singing English songs and all this, you know. And the Germans went up quickly, and some ran that way and some ran that way. Well, Moggy was the way that they caught them, and Moggy was sent to Germany.
But because of that?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's like, speaking of running one way, your father had a lucky escape when they bombed before they came?
Oh yes, he was at the pub, by the pub.
The lamplighter up near the Chown Church?
I don't know what street it was in.
Mulcaster Street?
Mulcaster Street, yes, there was a pub. But he wasn't in the pub.
No.
But the bloke that owned the pub ran one way, and my dad ran the other way, and that bloke got killed.
Killed because of the bombs?
Yeah. But we were in the tunnel that night. I thought, because we all had to put white flags out because they were coming. That was the orders. We were in there was a tunnel at St Albans.
The railway tunnel?
The railway tunnel.
Yeah.
Well, we spent the night in there. My father said that we had to get in that tunnel for the night in case they did more bombing.
Yes, okay.
So we sat in that...
Because being a policeman, did he have a lot to do with the Germans?
Not an awful lot, no, not an awful lot.
You didn't want to, I suppose?
No, crumbs, no.
No one did really, I suppose?
No, none of them liked them. I mean, we didn't like them.
Oh, no, of course.
But we tried to keep out of trouble.
And then you had your dancers in the forum.
They weren't allowed to come to our dances, funnily enough.
That was the only place they weren't allowed to go
And the Chelsea we used to go. The Chelsea had a ballroom.
Uh-huh.
And we were allowed there. And they weren't allowed.
Allowed by who?
The Germans themselves said that those Germans weren't allowed to come to our...
So that was the only places you had?
Yeah, but there was places they could take girls to. Jersey girls if they wanted. We used to call them jerry bags.
Yeah.
The girls that went with the Germans.
Yeah.
They could take them to their places, you know.
But they weren't
allowed to do that.
And they never even tried to get in, so you could have been doing anything in there.
Yeah.
You could have had the wireless on? Or...
Oh, yes. Oh, because he had a wireless, Pop. At the bottom of Kenny's bed.
You put it in his brother's bed, so he didn't get caught?
Well, it was in one of these hamper things, like, with the lid. Well, he kept it in there, at the bottom of Kenny's bed. Kenny didn't know what it was. He was quite young.
Oh, he'd
eh?
have been little because Pop was the oldest.
Oh, yes, and there was Willie and there was Harry, the other two, in between that.
So
you know.
Pop's father wasn't here during the war,
He was in. He went back to join up. He was in the First World War,
and he went in the Second
and he
World
went
War.
in the Second, and then he was invalided out over there while the Germans were here. Because
So it was just Pop really looking after the family with his mum,
Yeah, yeah,
and they had to decide whether to stay or go.
yeah.
Because did you have the option of being evacuated?
Oh yes, yes. My father said he wouldn't go because he said he was a policeman.
Yeah.
And he thought he should stop you. And my mother said, well, if you're not going, we're not going. That's how we came to stay here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the one that, the man that, Ferrell, I think he was, had this place, this pub, I don't know if it was his pub, he was down there. He ran one way and he got killed.
Yeah.
But we spent the night, my father brought us out to
The
the
tunnels.
neighbours to the tunnel.
And then during the occupation, obviously, times were hard to get food.
Oh, at the end it was terrible. It was terrible. On my way to work, used to take yours to a bakery. There was a diffuse somewhere in Great Union Road.
Uh-huh.
Well, on my way to work, I used to take it down to the bakery, and on my way back from work, I used to pick it up. Because we only had electricity and gas for a certain amount of hours.
To pick what up?
The dinner.
Oh, you take it down there to be cooked?
Yeah. But, you know, we didn't have an awful lot.
Did you have electricity in those days?
I don't know. I can't remember. Well, we must have done. Yes, we did. Yes, because John had the
We
radio.
had the wireless. Well, that could have been batteries.
No, it was on electricity.
And then the night that you listened to Churchill's speech, it blew up.
Yes. It blew up the blooming thing.
And didn't your dad, he had a friend who was a pig farmer or something?
Yes, somewhere out the country.
But used to get the odd bit of pork or something.
Yes. Oh, that was a butcher in the market. What was his name now? He used to go around killing the pigs. And he used to take my father with him.
And was he allowed to do that?
Oh, I suppose he must have been. I don't know whether the Germans knew. I don't really know. Anyway, my father used to go with him, and he used to bring home a joint for us and one for John's mum.
One for Pop's family.
Yeah.
So during the occupation, you were living out near St Albans?
No, I wasn't living out there. We were at Clodagh Parody.
And where was Pop?
Balmora,
Oh, where was Pop living?
Belmont Road.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Yeah, so you used to
But
have...
the end was very difficult. We were thankful for the Red Cross parcels.
Yes, that was
That they
genuinely,
saved us.
genuinely a
Because
lifesaver.
even the Germans didn't have food, you see, because when they landed in Samaro,
That stopped their supply chain as well.
yes, getting their supplies there, see.
So and then what about fuel and cars? No one could drive,
Oh, no.
but the Germans could.
You had to get on a bike. We
Yeah.
all had bikes. We didn't have any cars.
No. And all the stories you hear about stinging nettle soup and...
Oh, I don't remember having all that.
You grew tobacco, though.
Tobacco leaves, yeah.
You
And
grew them?
And then you had them
Dried.
dried. And we kept rabbits in the garden. My father used to kill them for us to eat, the rabbits, you know.
Oh, okay. Wild rabbits?
He used to breed the rabbits, you know. And
You'd breed them to
we
eat
kept them in hutches. And then when we needed a rabbit, he'd kill the rabbit.
and eat it.
Well, we were hungry.
Yeah. Gosh. And then all the stories, I mean, you never knew, people harboured slaves and people...
Oh, there's some people that, I forget the woman that did it, and she I don't know what happened to her, something happened to her, but she hid.
Oh, that wasn't the Gould woman.
What's the name?
Was it Gould?
Something like
Louise Gould.
that.
She got shipped off and gassed in the end.
That's right, yeah.
I think that was her.
She harboured some.
In the shop up in St One's.
I can't remember. There's somewhere, but I know she kept some. They were Russians.
Yeah, did you see the slaves when they were working on the bunkers and things, or not really?
Oh, you could see them, I think, if you went that way.